Hey guys, so in addition to getting myself a new phone, I also got a new bed frame, and it's wood, it's mahogany, and it's got drawers. This is my yarn drawer, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's a full-sized, and I thought that my futon was a queen size, but apparently no, it was just kind of spreading out when it was on the floor. And so my queen size memory foam kind of hangs off the edge towards the wall a little bit. Couldn't find an adequate fitted sheet to cover both of the memory foam and the futon, so I just have a linen-like cloth on one side and then a regular sheet, full-size sheet on the other side. And that just kind of has to work, I guess, for now. And I got all of my stuffed animals and pillows that I want on here. Because the wood bed frame is obviously a lot harder than the carpet floor, I'm still getting used to the support. And I don't know, I feel like it's a little less comfortable. I might want to get more memory foam. I've been having some hip and back problems, some knee problems lately, and part of it I think might just be due to the fact that my waistline might be expanding and my clothes are not really all that flexible because I haven't really gotten a maternity wardrobe as such. So I ordered maternity underwear, and I'm trying to spend as little time as possible wearing like real clothes, like leggings and stuff. I have no idea what my clothing sizes are going to be, and it's new and exciting, but I was down to a 16 before I got pregnant, and now I'm back up, I think, to an 18, and now I'm like 18 in maternity. So I've gone back to having like a 38 or 40-inch waist, which it is what it is. I mean, I'm not too bothered by it, honestly, because I don't really have a lot of that kind of vanity at the moment, but it's still a little bit annoying when my clothes don't fit the way I want them to, you know? I've also been in and out of doctor's appointments and the emergency department. Pretty much every day that I don't have work, I'm at the hospital, and it is very tiring. And today I found out that I cannot go to my doctor's appointment and go grocery shopping in the same day, okay, because I almost fainted in the middle of Safeway, and that was unpleasant. I'd been shopping for 10, maybe 20 minutes, and I got dizzy and my hip was hurting, and I lose processing ability and, words. I lose some of my vocabulary when I'm stressed out enough, and I start getting cramps, like, those kind of cramps. So I had to go, sit in the car and just rest. And then when I got home, I went straight into my bedroom and rested. I did come out to eat dinner and sat on the couch for a little while, and sitting on the couch got too painful, so I went back in my room and sat on my lovely new bed. And I'm still having hip pain on my left side. My dad is saying that this pregnancy is harder on me than pregnancy was for his 3 wives. And my mom had it the worst. But pretty sure that his ex-wives also had like a higher activity level baseline than I do. And when you're pregnant, your baseline activity level drops to a degree, because in the first trimester all you want to do is sleep, and in the second trimester you get the hormone relaxin, which makes your hips and stuff more flexible, so you'll be able to give birth, and it hurts a lot. So if you were able to be active. You're just a little bit less active if you're like me and you were not very active, in the, I guess, year or so before getting pregnant. You basically become a lump. Or at least that's me personally. Maybe it's not the same for everybody. Maybe some people do, maintain their baseline level of activity, but it's frustrating because I have my dietitian telling me you need to exercise, and then I have the emergency department doctor saying don't, and my OB saying we're going to put you on disability, so you might not want to keep going to work. And I think she said that I can keep working. Like if I want to continue working, I can do so because I work part-time, but I work 6-hour shifts, all right, in an office. I'm not that active. And by the end of the shift, I can barely walk. And that I don't like it. I don't like not being able to walk. I don't like not being able to go to the grocery store. I can't even take the bus anymore. My dad has to drive me everywhere, and it sucks. Okay, I hate being medically fragile, and I'm just not used to it, like I was never particularly active, except, there was like a year or two when I was a little more active. I was like running around hiking and stuff. But even then, I rested a lot frequently, and I had to like build up to being able to walk 7 miles carrying 100 pounds of crap on my back. It wasn't like 7 miles continuous walking. There was a lot of stopping and resting, okay? But at least I could do it. Now I couldn't even think about doing something like that because I went on a hike that was maybe 5 miles and I was recovering from it for a week. And I'm not satisfied with that. I'm not pleased with that. Yoga I can sort of kind of do. I have memorized a couple of like easy routines. There's some poses obviously I can't do. I can't do anything where I would have to put pressure on my stomach. But it's not like I'm not being active at all. It's just my activity is severely limited. I can't even go up and visit my best friend in Lafayette anymore. Like, I can't hang out with her because I can't make it up there. And also there's this like new strain of pneumonia or whatever going around, and so public transport is, I guess, capping their ridership, or there's some kind of panic going on about it. And I've had pneumonia before, and I've had walking pneumonia, which is awful. And it used to be that due to stress, every time that I got a cold or a flu, I would get pneumonia like right afterwards, and it would last for like a month or two. So I don't want to get COVID. I'm happy that I haven't had to use my inhaler that much, but I want to keep it that way. But considering that people who have it are feeling well enough to go out and travel, I'm thinking it's not really that serious. But still, I don't want to have it because I'm pregnant and I don't want to do anything that'll damage the baby. And going through all this stuff in my second trimester, I'm starting to understand why none of my previous fetuses lasted past the first trimester. Like, I've had multiple miscarriages, and it was, not pretty, but it happened, and like now I'm kind of understanding it because this is really hard on my body, and I wasn't exactly good to my body in the past. I was like almost always in high stress situations from the first miscarriage I had was in 2011. Okay, so 2011 through 2018, I was stressed out quite a lot. So, and I pretty much ate like crap. um, I eat a lot healthier now. It's still, what's available, but I'm also, learning what kinds of foods I can turn down and how to turn them down without looking like a food snob or whatever. And of course, you can probably see my roots. I haven't bleached my hair in a few months. I also haven't darkened it. I'm gonna darken it with overtone, but the reason that I haven't done so yet is actually because I want to get my passport updated. I don't want to do that now, but I need to do it before May, because that's when it expires. It expires May 2020. So, yeah, I never got around to changing my name on my passport because I'm dumb. Actually, no, I did try to change it once, but the bureaucrats just were not interested in helping me, and there were subcultural components to that I'm not getting into. But basically, I want to renew it, but I want to renew it in a, how do I phrase this? A city where the workers are more likely to have the same kind of accent that I do. Right? And the same, like, basic facial structure. You know what I'm getting at? Because at the passport office that I went to in San Jose, they were favoring the clients of their own ethnicity, and like they kept me waiting from, like, I was there half an hour before they opened. They kept me waiting until like 4:30 or 4:45, so just before closing time. And then they're like, "Oh, you filled this out in the wrong color ink, like it's supposed to be black ink or something like that." And I'd filled it out in blue ink because my boss likes blue ink because it shows up better when something is scanned, but the instructions say black or blue ink. Okay, so the bureaucrat was just fucking with me, honestly. Yeah. So basically, I want to get my passport done in a white people town, but I can't do that because I can't travel unless I want to spend like $120 on a lift there and back. And that's, cumulative. That's not one way. Like, it'd be $60 there and then $60 back. But that's a whole lot of money. And updating my passport is $120, so I'd be spending $240 in one day. And I've had a few friends comment on like pictures of me to say that it looks like I'm showing. I don't think I'm showing. I think I've just always kind of had the same body structure, and like I'm 5.5 months, so I've always kind of been fat since I was 12. So I'm probably not gonna start showing until I'm 6 or more months, and you can tell that that's, a baby bump and not just me being fat. Although my facial structure has, like, my face shape has matured, so there's like less visible fat on my face compared to 3 years ago. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting how to talk again. One thing I'm concerned about this bed is that it has sharp corners. It is absolutely not baby proof. Not sure what I'm going to do about that. And then, of course, there's the cat, who, she is very whiny and very needy, and I feel like it's going to be like, meow, not now I'm feeding the kid. Wah, not now I'm feeding the cat. It's going to be like that. And every time I mention a cat, someone asks, are you changing the litter? No, I'm not changing the litter. My dad's changing the litter. Okay, but at least the litter is getting changed. At least the cat's poop is being cleaned up, unlike some people's places that I know of. Also, my co-producer for DOF and I are figuring out how we're gonna handle production of the show with a little one running around. Yeah, I'm hoping to just convince the kid that the show is so boring that they don't want to know anything about it or participate in it, because it is really not child appropriate, but it's also kind of my life's work. So, you know, as lame as that is, I just don't want to give it up. But I'm not one of those people that believes you have to give everything up once you have kids. I mean, there's people I know who, like, they're artists, okay? But they stopped doing art for 20 years and blamed the fact that they were raising kids as to why they're not doing their art. Hey, guess what? Kids love art. Kids love painting and sculpting and stuff like that. So if you're stopping art for 20 years and you're claiming it's on account of your kids, that's just because you're not letting your kids participate in your life and you're using them as an excuse not to reach your goals. And that is bad. That sets a really bad precedent, okay? So don't do that. Yeah, I'm talking really quietly because it's like 1 something in the morning. I stayed up late listening to Crimson Rogue reviewing some stuff and then watching this YouTube drama unfold. There's like been this call out campaign against this specific person who thankfully I don't personally know, but the like story behind how it got to this point is a little bit interesting to me, so I've been kind of casually off and on following it. I'm not going to mention them in the video because I don't want to like give them any attention or put myself on their radar. God forbid, you know, like I like attention, but I don't like attention that badly. So this week I made this concoction of milk, cacao powder, cinnamon, and cloves, and it was delicious. It tasted like basically like gingerbread milk, and it was heaven. Not a great idea to have 4 cups of that in one day. That was a mistake on my part. Also, like, if you're making it at home, you need to add like Splenda or Truvia or something, because it'll be on the bitter side, and you gotta be careful how much cloves you put in, because cloves are strong as heck. I love them. I put them in everything. My dad got me Tiger Balm Ultra Strength Sports Rub, and I've been using it like in heroic doses on my hip and my back and my knees. And sometimes it helps and sometimes it doesn't, but I think I'm kind of addicted to the mentholated feeling. I just know that, you know, salves and ointments are a lot less likely to cross the placenta than pain pills. Even the pain pills that I'm allowed to take, like Tylenol, they can still have some nasty side effects. And at this point, my medical condition is so... it's at the point where I don't want to do anything that might aggravate it. Like, I don't want to take any caffeine, even though I'm allowed to have like 1 cup of coffee a day or whatever. And sometimes I'll splash a little bit of coffee in milk, but I do that very, very rarely. It's not even like the full amount of caffeine that I'm allowed to have. And, you know, I stopped drinking cold turkey. I stopped doing edibles cold turkey. And I'm just trying to manage pain without resorting to pain pills, because I don't want to hurt my baby. Baby's already got a heart condition. I don't want to make it worse. I'm actually not sure like if pain pills would make it worse. I just don't want to interfere with the development of the heart or the lungs or the brain, or really any organs, but especially those three because they're so vital. And I've had heart and lung problems since I was like in my very early 20s. And as for my brain, I mean, well, it's mostly just stuff that I've been through regarding my brain, but there's also, there's some generational risks that I don't want to exacerbate. And there's still some stuff I gotta do, like you see all that jewelry that's hanging on the wall there? Yeah, I gotta get a jewelry box or something, and I gotta put all of my crayons, markers, acrylic paints, anything that's not washable or watercolor, actually just anything that's not watercolor, because even washable markers, the paint on these walls sucks. Okay, so trying to scrub anything off, even dirt that's been there for more than a couple of weeks, and I will scrape off the paint. That is how bad that is. So basically anything that's not watercolor, I need to put in a lockbox. So I need to buy a lockbox. I need to buy a jewelry box. Probably can, yeah. I think I also want like a toy box or something, or like another set of plastic drawers, or maybe I just want to organize the plastic drawers I have now a little bit better, so that I can empty out one set of drawers for babies' clothes and toys and stuff. And also I've got a mental health intake on Wednesday. I just want to see a counselor to kind of deal with some thoughts that have been coming back and that I don't want to pass on to my kid. And I think I need like a family counselor for my dad and me, because he doesn't have anyone really to talk to, and we get frustrated with each other and butt heads, and it's like I don't really want to listen to every little thought that he has. I know that sounds harsh, but I just can't process everything. And because I'm pregnant, everybody that he's gonna talk to about me is going to pretty much side with me because of my condition. And he needs to feel like what he has to say matters too. So he needs a counselor, but is unlikely to pursue that on his own. So I want to see if I can get a family counselor, or just someone to call for respite. Okay, yeah, wow, I've been babbling for like 23 straight minutes. So I'm gonna let you guys go now, but that is my weekly update. There probably will not be a video released this, Monday. That's my, that's what I have on calendar to release something. There will not be a new episode released just because co-producer and I are still working on sprites. Okay, but we are almost done with Trigger Happy Part 5, and therefore almost done with the saga of November 1st, 2008. My goodness. Okay, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. And cheers.